All righty. There we go. We are live here. We got Cody going to probably come back in. This is Simply Investing for episode 7 of Market Morning News. Sorry we're a little late today. We're supposed to start at 8, but I run a moving company and a few other businesses, so I had a little bit of a late start. But glad to have you in here. Hope you guys can like and follow us, share the live. Hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to be talking mainly about the relief rally. And of course, we'll open it up for questions, Q&A, and things like that. And once Cody gets on here, he can kind of introduce himself. He's the guy that got me into crypto and everything. And my name is Sal, and I invest in crypto, stocks, real estate, businesses. I also own a few businesses as well, and I'm just sharing my experience with you guys, running those and everything like that. So here we are. We're going to have another day of morning market news as we go over the basics. Uh, how's it going, Cody? Glad to have you
Good. I had to restart my phone because it was being buggy.
back. Okay, no worries. So, see some regulars in there. So, welcome back. Glad to have you in here. Hope you guys can enjoy this. Do be patient. The moderators are not in yet. So, if I miss your comment, just repeat it. I try to get to everybody, try to shout out everybody. We're
Shout out
live
to all
on,
my chain link holders.
yeah. Shout out to chain link holders too. That you definitely are pulling through today. I think of taking a little bit of profit, but we'll see. We got we're live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok. So support us there. Likes are free. Really appreciate all that, from you guys. Also, if you guys want to do a little bit more support because you get my stock pick videos, all the other exclusive videos that will be coming to Patreon, you can subscribe there for us too, as we hope to grow this channel and kind of give you guys some newer and fresher content. But as always with morning news is boring and it's just stuff that we got to go over, and that's how this is honestly how you build wealth and trade and make investments, just gauging information that you get from the news. So right now we had a nice run up. We're up 2.28% on the crypto markets. Total market cap 1.16 trillion. We have Bitcoin kind of sitting at a little over 30,000. Shout out to Edwin. Hi there. Welcome in. Glad to have you in here. Thank you for the support, buddy. We got Bitcoin up about 3% on the day. So just over 30,000, kind of breaking that support barrier there. We got Ethereum at just under 1,700. Although if you're doing some good arbitrage, Ethereum was like at a little over 1,800 on Robinhood briefly early this morning. So that would have been some crazy arbitrage to get off of Ethereum. We got XRP at 52 cents, Solana under 30 right now, but still like up 23% on the week. We got Chainlink over $10, up 35% on the week. So if you've had a good holding in Chainlink, you've definitely made some money there. We got Matic up at 60%. We got Polkadot back up to the $4 range, which I won't say I did do some buying of Polkadot over the weekend. So as it was kind of climbing up, but I kind of stopped now. It's about even with my Chainlink holdings. Shout out to Hi Liz Johnson. I hope I got that right. But thanks for the follow. Really appreciate there. Hope you can like and share the live. Really would help if we can get more viewers in here. We got Litecoin at $66. And we have Hedera at 4 cents, kind of getting ready to break the 5-cent marker. And of course, we have Quant back in the 90 range, kind of hovering between $92 and $94, but up 6% on the week. So definitely a lot of traction going on. And if we're looking at the volume, 41 billion in trading volume, Bitcoin dominance at 51.6%, and Ethereum at 17.4%. And we got the greed and fear index at 55. So it definitely shot up there. We're getting close to that green territory, starting to get into euphoria. But I think it's just because people are getting excited about the potential next bull run, not recognizing that this is a relief rally. So I don't see this rally lasting maybe more than a couple more days. So I would recommend taking some profits out and waiting for it to drop back down and then getting back in on some of your favorite projects. here, but right now I could tell you I am up 13% on my crypto portfolio. So I'm now back into the $1 million range. I kind of went under into the 900,000, but we're back up into 1.15. But I'm still taking some of my biggest losses being Litecoin and ad share, but that's only temporary in my opinion. I think those are going to come back. But I should have been adding more quant when it was at $88. But that's just my opinion. I didn't think it was going to go back up. I thought we were going to kind of stay stagnant, but we're still kind of staying stagnant for a little bit there. But nothing else as much has changed. I'm losing money on pretty much stocks. I mean, the stock market's, I think, is opening to a loss here. Let me check the stocks. Oops, I don't know why I put that. I gotta set up a Webull account because I like the look of that a little better. Let's see here. Yeah, we're opening on a downward trend. But, you know, we'll have to see how it is. I do see there's some nice daily movers on the stocks. Tesla's up barely 1%, but they're probably going to see a downward trend. Let's see here. Hopefully I didn't miss any comments as you guys are coming in. But
Yeah, I see a lot of people say they don't know how Tesla's doing well right now.
well, it is a luxury brand. It has a cult following. The cars do look nice, are aesthetically pleasing. So like they are definitely something worth, but the stock is overvalued. I sold my stock
I just
in the 2021 era, but I've been holding it since the IPO. I think it was like
see
2012.
I want to see Teslas and EVs get to where you can drive cross country without worrying about much, you know?
Yeah. Unfortunately, battery technology is just not there yet. We would have to wait until we find because lithium cadmium batteries can only hold so much energy. And right now, they just need to be bigger to be able to maintain that.
Because I'd love to live in the country and own an EV. Like, I really would. Like, I'm not against EVs. I just want to see EVs get more advanced.
Yeah, I definitely want to see them get more practical. Shout out to Edwin. Have you checked last bull run chart from Nasdaq and S&P 500 compared to today's charts to it? I haven't compared to last bull run, but I've compared it over to the 2000s, like right before the end and before the Great Recession. And we're looking like everything's pairing up the same. It's just that instead of the housing market really suffering, it's going to be the auto industries that are going to suffer. And we may see a couple of them go bankrupt. I have a video coming out about Ford, and I may do one about GM next after that. Um, but if you want to, like, I just did a bank stock that's going to premiere this Friday. But if you want to catch it early, you can go check out the Patreon and sign up for there. But it's looking like we're headed for just a slow downturn. But this economy isn't as bad as it was at 2008. But it's very similar, but it's not quite as similar. But comparing it to the bull run of the pandemic, I mean, that was just free money, and that was really an artificial pump. Was what it was. And now we're suffering the effects of it. So we kind of have to go back another 15 years to really compare the bull run charts. Shout out to Edwin. I'm expecting a huge drop. I'm expecting a drop, usually about stocks 10 to 15%, crypto 25 to 30%, and then we'll stagnate for about a year and a half. Somewhere around 2026, we'll start having the bull run again, and the gears will start to move forward again.
I kind of
And
don't
hopefully
see
we'll have something good.
2026. I kind of see crypto bull running in 2025 just because my belief is we're still on the 4-year cycle. 2019 looks too much like this year. I mean, we still got 2 months left, but I mean, the years, the pre-halving year of 2019 and now, they look the exact same. And something still tells me that in 2025, we're going to get a bull run.
Yeah, I know the bull run's coming. It could be late 2025 or it could be beginning of 2026. That's my range. Um, Shout out to your Renaissance. Hi, Sal. You mentioned earlier that you have several different businesses. What type of business, if I may ask? Oh, you certainly guys can ask. Um, I own a moving company. I own a logistics company. I have part ownership in a furniture store or really a mattress store chain. And then I have part ownership in a construction company. And those are the companies I have direct like partnerships in where I'm pretty active in. I have three other businesses, a couple that are restaurants that I've invested money into with the founder of the business, and I have a stake in that business, but I don't actively control it. But you never know. I just dabbled in restaurants with money that I feel comfortable if I lose, because the restaurant industry is tough, and even if they are good, they can still bite the dust. So, but they seem to have a good restaurant, a good style. So I hope that they stick around. I mean, but I didn't invest as much as I did in other businesses for those.
Bitcoin's just now about to hit 31,000.
Yeah, it's climbing. It should hit if this relief run hits correctly, it should hit about 32,000, I think. But if it goes high, if we start hitting 38 and get back up to 40, we might be seeing a longer relief rally. Shout out to Edwin. People putting too much hope in Bitcoin halving, but it's going to get bad. Well, of course, it's going to get bad before it gets better. Um, I have a feeling that there's going to be a market dump, and of course, that's not even counting people that are selling their assets in Bitcoin or in crypto and stocks to facilitate their lifestyle. Because the life like right now there's a cash crunch, and if you were propping up a lifestyle with equity financing and borrowing and buying properties, cashing out on equity, you're now in a cash crunch because all those loans still got to be paid. And now you got to start selling. The first to go are the Rolexes and luxury cars. The next to go is the crypto, and then the next is stocks. Those are the quick, like the in order of quickest liquidation. And of course, housing values are going down, so expect a lot of people that bought Airbnb, like properties for Airbnb and things like that. They're eventually going to, unfortunately, those are going to be the last stage of liquidation, and we're definitely going to. That's when we're going to see the true bottom of the recession. But we've been in a recession for the last year and a half already. We're just coming to the bottom of it. When we hit that bottom, we really don't know. But I do think people are getting a little too excited with Bitcoin, especially with all the ETF news. It's just being blasted everywhere. Yeah, we know the ETFs are coming. They're eventually going to come. They're always going to come. But it's not something I believe we should be putting a hopium into. Shout out to Crypto Caddy. I see you in here. Thanks for the support there. One of our longtime supporters. Hope you're enjoying the live there. Hope all you guys are, and just keep asking your questions. We'll try to get to you as much as possible for you. Um, other than that, this relief rally, it's either going to last until about Wednesday if it's a short lived one, or we're going to get it for the until Thanksgiving. That is basically how I see it, but it's not a real true bull run.
No, and it won't be for a while. I've already been in crypto for about 3 years in the next 2 months, so I'm not
Hmm.
going anywhere. There's no point in being in the market for 3 years already and capitulating now.
Hmm. But I can see the excitement. I see the trade volumes. Like you can go and look at the trading volumes. Like they're just a little bit above normal for a lot of these. Like Chainlink, 1.4 billion right now.
That's crazy for Link.
Yeah, and that's about 25% of its or 20% of its market
Market
cap.
cap?
So it's like we're just seeing some unusual trade volume. I did see you there. Shout out to uh Don't shoot Mona 88. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate you joining in there. Glad to have you in here, and thanks for the support. Um, but yeah, even things like where is it? It's like let me see here. Is it was it Shiba or was it Pepe coin that I saw that had like a unusual trade volume?
You know,
Yeah.
in 2019, there was ERC20 meme tokens just like this year. Another
Hmm.
reason why I say 2019 is just like this year. 2019, we had the same thing. Remember in May when we had the gas fees going crazy and Pepe was going crazy?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
the same thing happened in 2019. And guess what? Those ERC20s that pumped in 2019, the meme tokens of 2019, they didn't even
Mhm.
come back in the bull run. They never came back, ever.
Nope, sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize I had that tab open. Um, Shout out to Edwin. Dozlon Mars is pumping. Yeah, any meme coin is pumping. Like even Pepe, it's pumping. Even though it's down a little bit right now, it's pumping. But it's like trading at like 33% of its market cap. Like the volume is 30. Trade volume is 33% of it. It's like people are just doing. It's like it's this. This is why I say you can't really predict human nature and behavior. Like this isn't just this activity just isn't whales and market manipulators. This is retail investors just buying stuff. And it makes sense because we're in kind of in the middle of the month. They don't people don't have as much bills to pay. Nothing's really coming due. And you're kind of just waiting until you pay rent. So people are putting a little bit of money into this stuff to hope for an increase. But man, it's just interesting to see. Like we saw the ramp up of it, but it's it's just hard to say. I don't even know when this is going to stop. But the volume, I'm watching the volume chart. I have to go to KuCoin. We're gonna have to go to KuCoin to figure this out. Let me go to KuCoin there. Um, KuCoin. And it's like, of course, but it's everything's acting in the same predictors because you have quant being pretty much flat. Like it's up a little bit, but it's not as up as much as the other blue chip tokens. Um, Shout out to your Renaissance. Thanks for the comment there, Sal. How do you get your first capital to invest in businesses? Honestly, I was working from pretty much fresh out of college at 21 to 35 when I started my moving company, and I was saving the whole time. Like so, when I started, I had roughly about 1.5 million to invest in it. So and then with my brother and my mom, we put our money together, and that's how we kind of built that company up. And then we just went forward. A lot of people say like you can start a business from nothing. That's hard. And to get someone when you have no money to put in, so you have no skin in the game, and you're asking someone else to put all the money in, it's very hard. My recommendation, depending on how old you are, is shout out to Sarah. Thanks for the follow. If you are if you want to start your business, you got to get yourself in the position where you wipe out all your consumer debt, all your credit card debt, no auto loans, no nothing, no mortgage, no nothing. This way you and rent cheaply. Like my first apartment when we started this was a hovel. Like it was roach infested, and it was infested with some other little bug. It wasn't bed bugs, but it was definitely a bug I'd never seen before, and I had to spray my apartment every day. Like I kept my clothes at the office. I kept everything. I only went there really to like, I slept in the chair and ate at the table. That was it. And I did my laundry there, and then I'd bring it back to the office. Like I spent most of my time in the office or on the road. But if you're trying to start your business from nothing, the first thing you got to do is invest in yourself. So wipe out your debt, wipe out everything that you can, and then start saving degenerately. That means a lot of sacrifice. No friends, no going out, no nothing. I'm not saying not have friends. Like a true friend will understand what your path is and will be supportive and understand. But you'll find out a lot of people will just drop you once you start that process. Then and once you get at least two or $300,000, because then you got to pay for yourself, you got to feed yourself, you got to put a roof over your head, And then on top of that, as you're building your business, you got to pay for inventory, pay for startup costs, and all that stuff. And it's going to take about 6 months to a year before sales starts stabilizing. So you'll have nothing, then you'll have spikes, and then you'll finally stabilize. Shout out to Edwin, made money from Dogecoin. Well, then you're one of the few people that cashed out early that I know of. Everyone else has held through it. Shout out to your Renaissance. Wow, that's a lot of dough. 1.5 million. It's a lot when you first get there, but when you start to build your business, you think $1 million goes like that. It'll get sucked dry, and
Oh
you
yeah.
make sure you really protect it. It's
Especially if you start buying trucks, especially if you start buying insurance, especially if you start paying payroll, especially if you start, there's so much overhead. It's like $1 million in business. Okay, $1 million, you hit your first $1 million as an individual. That's great. Like you'll feel like you're on top of the world. You'll feel like you're on cloud 9. But once you start putting that million to work, as in starting a business, you'll realize quick that damn, like $1 million to start a business, like I might need a little more. Like,
Yeah, and when you start scaling your business, because right now I'm at 6 sites and I'm getting ready to open up the seventh one, and my payroll monthly is getting close to, like, I earn about 10 million this year, so let's see how much that is per month. So we got 10 million is what I'm anticipating. So it's coming out to about 830,000. Of that, 0.33% is my payroll. So that's 274,000 per month is out the door just for payroll alone. I got another about 100,000 for rent and another about 90,000 for insurances, because you have auto insurance, cargo insurance, general liability insurance, umbrella insurance, insurance in case if something happens to me that incapacitates me, life insurance for that, because the business has got to move on, a trustee, all this other crap that happens. You got to think about this. Like, what if I just walk out, get hit by a car, and I'm knocked out for a couple of weeks? What's going to happen to my business?
and
You
you
know?
guys know that some moving companies are uninsured. Some moving companies don't even have insurance.
hmm Now, a lot of, like, 70% of them don't have insurance, but you can rent the insurance from like Ryder or Penske, but just be aware it's very expensive. It's like $158 per day. So just be aware of that. Shout out to your Renaissance. What type of business do you find interesting to invest in this business climate? Uh, Hard assets and transportation, logistics businesses, transportation, warehousing, because that's we're in a consumer mindset culture. So no one knows how to really grow their own food, do a lot of things anymore. We're a very specialized society. So with that being said, we need to truck a lot of the goods across this country, and I'm in what's called the flyover states. So I have very little competition, and I'm sucking it up. Like, my logistics company, if you combine my moving and logistics company, we're going to average about 20 million. And actually, I can't even say that because my logistics company is about ready to sign 5 more contracts in this week. So that could add another $7 to $8 million in revenue for the year. And we're staying flat. We can't get enough drivers. Like, there's not enough CDL drivers, and a lot of them they're just too old now. So that's a good place to go into. I'm investing heavily into that. I'm also trying to fight to get the Yellow transfer station warehouse in Springdale, Arkansas, after Yellow's bankruptcy. So we're trying to fight in that. How I did that was I bought a certain amount of stock in Yellow, but right before its initial collapse. So that way I now have people say, well, that's kind of a waste of money, but now I have a claim to assets. So I'm just waiting my turn to see what I can get. And I can get trucks, box trucks, trailers, tractors, properties, whatever's under the ownership of it. Shout out to Edwin. Insurance for insurance. Yeah. Most important insurance to have is a general liability insurance on your business. So that's like slip and fall, and then of course your workers' comp. But slip and fall, especially if you own a retail business, because God forbid, like a brain surgeon walks in, slips, falls, breaks their hand, and now you're dealing with like a $10 million bill, and you got to make sure you have that. I have umbrella insurance on each company, and then I have umbrella insurance on me, so that way it's kind of like buffer for everything, and that way other insurance companies can't sue your business. Shout out to Edwin. Storage units, yes, storage units are another thing that are great, because as people are getting evicted, they're going to want to move their stuff. I'm telling you, evictions are going to be at an all-time high during this holidays. It's going to be one of the roughest holidays we've had in a very long time. I'm telling you that right now. It's all gearing up for that. And I see us moving in that direction with going to storage units, because we're just a consumer nature economy and society. So people have so much stuff now. I mean, we're moving people into houses and then moving stuff into storage. It's like, just get rid of it. In my opinion, just get rid of it. But that's just where we're headed to. But shout out to your Renaissance. Like I said, I'm more into hard assets. Service industry is not a good place I'm building up businesses in. I'm definitely going to build. I'm definitely focusing on, the warehousing, transportation industries, and then of course anything with housing is going to be a good way to go forward, because they're going to be at the lowest point in this next couple years. Shout out to Edwin. Housing market contracting, so people are thrown out. Um, I do. Unfortunately, I see a lot of people getting evicted by banks, not by their landlords, because their uh their business is going to unfortunately, they signed a lot of APR loans, and it's going to push them out. That's just how the nature of it's going. They're going to liquidate those mortgages, and they're going to go through foreclosure. Our shout out to your Renaissance. Do you day trade, or are you more long term in crypto and stocks? I'm more long term. I don't day trade. It's day trading is very risky, and there's very few people that can do it successfully. And a lot of people say they are, but they're really not. I'm more long term. If it's undervalued, then I'll invest. Shout out to Thomas Goodwin. Thanks for the follow. Glad to have you in here. Um, but it's uh it's more long term. It's more long term. And when I see that I no longer have value, then I'm going to invest. Otherwise, I'm going to exit out. Otherwise, I stay in it as long as possible. And most of my stocks are dividend based stocks, so I'm not really, how should I put it? I'm not really looking to sell those. I just accumulate them until it's no longer feasible to accumulate them. Shout out to Cali X2. Good morning. Glad to have you in here. One of our great moderators. Uh, Shout out to Edwin. Banks desperate to sell foreclosures. Yeah, they can't get them off their books right now, and even hard money lenders are tightening up. So it's definitely going to be a little difficult going forward, but we'll have to see how things go, because I still see construction projects going on, but they were probably the ones greenlit 2 years ago. We still got big firms buying a bunch of real estate, but they're all buying cash. So it's just going to be pretty interesting to see where we're at going forward. Shout out to Crypto Dream. Sorry, I didn't see your comments there, but welcome in. Didn't realize I didn't have the chat open, but so there's no new comment. But shout out to you, buddy. Yeah, we're talking about lithium mining. It is a little tough there.
Sorry, I had to
Shout
answer a
out,
phone call from my dad.
oh, no worries, buddy. Shout out to Edwin. Problem is banks tightening consumer loans. Exactly. And they're being more, because money's not free to borrow for them anymore. So they're not willing to lend to anybody. Now they want to lend to people that they know can pay them back. And they want to keep their liquidity even. So that's why banks are kind of tightening up around the waist. Shout out to your Renaissance. What do you think of commodities as inflation hedge? Um, well, our commodity structure is going to change too. Usually it was a good bet. Like rare metals were usually a good bet to cover inflation. However, with us getting more and more advanced in technology, like gold may slow its value down because we don't need it as a store of value anymore. We'll start to need it as a material for building the technology that we need to keep moving forward. But there's still good. Like I just wouldn't be buying them right now because everything's going to come to a downward tilt, and then just start investing in everything. But if you really want to build inflation, if you have good credit, I mean like 720 or better, the best thing you can do is start getting rental properties and get cheap homes. Like let me pull up Zillow here because I want to show people like what I mean. Because I hear a lot, especially from my network events. Oh, we can't get a house. We can't do this. We can't do that. It's too expensive. But let me tell you something. So let me pull up this property here and show you here. Now this is new construction. This is what the average 20 like mid like 25-year-old that's thinking about getting a house is looking into. So let me share. Am I sharing? I'm sharing this. This is a
I
$1
think it's
million
ridiculous.
house. I'm sorry,
I
Cody.
think it's yeah. I think it's ridiculous how people my age they're talking about how expensive houses are, which is true. Houses have gone up. I agree. However, people are looking at these expensive houses. They're not even looking at
Hmm.
starter houses. Yet they're complaining about the housing industry. Yet they don't even really have enough money to get into or even look at a freaking house. They barely have enough to have a starter house, yet they're talking about housing prices. I'm like, listen, you haven't even established yourself.
Exactly. And Cody's very point on this. But this is the house they want. This is an Instagram worthy house. It took me 20 years to be able to afford a house like this. But this is a nice modern house. If you guys are on TikTok, I'm showing it. I can't link it there, but I'm showing it on our live. So if you want to go back to our YouTube page and watch that, it's a very nice house. Like it's very modern. It's very chic. I
But
call
a
it like
lot of
an
25-year-olds, they expect to get a 30-year mortgage on something like that. And they're thinking, oh, by the time I'm 50, this $1 million house will be paid off and it's going to be an investment for my kids. Like, you're 25, dude. Like, what are you
yeah.
talking about?
Well, most people would be lucky to earn over 1 million in a lifetime. Shout out to Callie. Callie XU just listening in this morning. Lots to do in the office. Yeah, got to chase that bag and get that money. But we're glad to have you in here, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to Eat. All I guess you mean roads lead to Bitcoin. Good luck. Well, I guess you're a Bitcoin maxi, but hey, we're happy to have you in here. Shout out to Cali XU. People are buying new construction in El Paso, La Cruces area like crazy. Shout out to your Renaissance. I was thinking of commodities like crops, oil, etc. More things that we need on a daily basis. Yeah, I would say like wheat. We're going to be making money off of wheat, exporting it because of all the crisis going on in the Middle East and in Ukraine. Shout out to Cali X2 again. Average price 275 to 325K in homes. Incomes are not high enough in this area. Yeah, it is tough, but let me show you like what because like in our area, we average both.
In our area, our average income in Bentonville, Arkansas, which is where I live, it is $80,000 a year. Okay, and
Yeah.
if your average person is making $80,000, see, these people are living in debt. Like, I want you guys to really listen to what I'm saying here. Like, I know Sal has a lot more life experience than me, and he'd probably be able to say the same thing as me, but better. But listen to this. Yeah, average income, $80,000 a year, right? They had to get a college degree, most likely. Some of these people, yeah, you can earn $80,000 a year without a degree, but they have a degree. They're already in debt and student loans. Then on top of that, you have probably consumer debt, or they some of them may have medical debt, And they basically, these people are living in debt to freaking fund their lifestyles. I want you guys to understand, when you see statistics like, oh, the average income here is 80,000, you make less than 80,000 and you're like, I feel inferior, these guys make more money than me. No, they really don't. They're in debt. Yeah, they might be pulling in $80,000 a year, but what's their debt looking like? Like, these people aren't really wealthy like they say they are.
Yeah, and a lot of people fall into the trap. Cody's absolutely right. A lot of people fall into the trap of, as soon as like they get a career advancement, then all of a sudden it's like, okay, new car, new home, got to finance that lifestyle.
I
And
hate that.
my parents did the opposite. They've been in their home for 36 years, and they got their house, they made their money, they paid off their mortgage, and they just started. I mean, they paid off a 30-year mortgage in like 12 years. Like
When
that's
people,
the focus on their grind. Like they will attack that bill like there's no tomorrow. Shout out
when
to Steve Eth. Hold on, Cody. Shout out to Steve Eth. In my area, it's 725K to 900K for an okay house. Cali X2 average household income where he is 68K. Yeah, our average household income ranges between 80K and 120K in this area. But there's a lot of people moving in from out of state into this area. But let me just go over here, because I want to kind of go over here and showcase. Like, let's just see. Because if you're looking for a starter home and you're young, like, there's nothing wrong with this home. Like, it's an
no.
average home. I mean, it's something to get you by. It's a house. You're looking at an estimated mortgage of 1,200 a month. Add taxes and interest and everything, probably looking about 1,500, right? So you can get this house for 1,500, live in it for a couple years, pay down the debt, and then when you get that promotion, you got to transfer out, rent the house out, and now your income is financing where you're living, and your property is making its own money, so you're getting a little extra.
You know what? I want to buy something like that next bull run.
Yeah, and it's just a simple two-bedroom house, two-bedroom, one bath,
I like
nothing
the
special.
inside.
But let me also show, if you wanted to even go a little higher, let me show you this one. Average home, 1,600 square feet, three bedrooms, two and a half baths, 250,000, estimated mortgage 1,600. Probably at the end of the day, probably about 1,900. Okay, so this house is going to drop in value, but if you're talking about putting 20% down, 250,000 um, times 175, so your mortgage would be 187,000, which, man, that should you should be able to afford that, if especially if you're a young couple, young married couple. I don't recommend buying a house if you're not married. That's just a terrible thing, and it causes too many complications, especially with tenant laws. It'll drive you insane. My recommendation is, if you guys live together, if you guys want to buy a house, make sure there is a marriage certificate, so that way everybody is involved in the house purchase with the same amount of equity. This is my opinion. But anyway, this is good for those young married couples. This could be your first home, but probably first home for 10, 15 years. And then you can either rent it out, or you can sell it and you'll have enough equity to expand your house when you get to a little bit bigger, when you expand your family or whatnot. But still, it's a perfectly fine house. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It actually looks like they did a lot of work on the backyard. So it's like, there's nothing wrong with this house. But because of Instagram and social media, everybody wants. Let me go down here to downtown Bentonville. I mean, even these are ridiculous. These look like they're just added. 400, almost $450,000 for a townhouse. And it doesn't even look like you're getting a garage. Oh no, you are getting a garage. but it's like you're getting less of a house and you're paying twice as much. But it's unfortunate because we want the chic, modern house. That's what people between 20 and 40 want. And there was a perfect example of it. I just got to find it for you guys. There was like a absolute perfect example of it. Oh, here's one. This is a townhouse. $1.8 million in Bentonville. This is a townhouse. So you're sharing a wall, but man, that is ridiculous. But they don't have many pictures on that one. Let me see if I can find one that I was talking about because it was just here it is. It's a house for sale, and this one's been on for sale for a year, and it's nice. It's a very nice modern home. I'm not gonna say that I don't like it because I do like it, but this is not the home you should be saying, "Oh, it's unfair that I can't afford this." It's like this is a home you should be buying when you're like, if you already bought a home, you should be reaching this home when like your kids are teenagers, like 20 years into your adult life, maybe around 50, 55. But you like I just like it's just hard to get around that. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on it because it's like, but we're headed to a collapse in that area. It's eventually going to happen. Um, Shout out to Cali. Grew up in the San Francisco or San Jose area, I think it was. Uh, SJ Bay area. Starter home 10 years ago was 750K. Yeah, that's just an expensive area. I mean, even 20 years ago it was expensive. Shout out to I'm 38. Spy is a buy right now. Well, I'm not really like I don't really pick like any ETFs or index funds. But the index funds are a good way to go. I like to, if you want to, I'm not paid to say this, but I do have a Betterment portfolio. Probably one of the best. You can just set your risk tolerance and just put your money in there and let them handle it for you. Just my opinion though on that. But hey, we can definitely have it here. Hope you guys are liking this. Let me get back over here, see what's going on. Okay, got another. Shout out to I am 30. Oh, I was just thinking trading the poor man's cover call on SPY. You can do that too. Not sure what you're referring to, poor man's, unless if that's like another streamer platform, but I don't really like calling those either because it's just like calls right now are just too risky. And there's market manipulation, both crypto and stocks. I have a feeling like as soon as I put a big bet into that, it would go in the opposite way. If I'm going to make a short, though, if I'm make a short on something, it is going to be like a sure bet that it's going to fall. Shout out to Richard Brother. Ask who told you fellas about 300% gains. Uh, well, glad to have you back in here. Let's see here. Well, really isn't too much other to cover, so I guess we'll get started in those questions for you guys. Well, I got about 15 minutes before I gotta get going to start my I got start doing catching up on some stuff for business. As you see here, we're getting close to 31,000 on Bitcoin, so we're definitely pushing forward on this year. So I kind of hope that the relief rally continues for a little bit, maybe cash out some profits for the end of the day. The weird thing though is how Solana is doing. It's just weird how it had that weird pump late at night, and now it's back to 29. But you had that weird little spike in the middle there. I don't
I
know
keep
what's going on with
I
this.
keep telling myself that Solana won't make it, but then again, it keeps having these pumps.
Here we go. This was, can Solana Can Sol crypto conquer the $30 mark? I don't think so. It looks like it keeps testing and keeps getting shot down again. But I wonder what in the news is making Solana spike. Shout out to Edwin to entice you, then it gets dumped. Richard's brother, it's weird how EHEX pumps 30%. It's like it's almost a billionaire is trying to make more millionaires. Well, I didn't see that. There's always some other EHEX, Pulse X, something. But if you catch something before the pump, hey, that's how you trade. Ark Invest, former head of crypto, says Solana is best non-consensus buy as traders also back this. Well, it seems like they're trying to manipulate this a little bit. Let's take a look at it and see what's going on here. Oh, I kind of feel like Soul is getting manipulated. Definitely some people dumping. I don't mind. I don't blame you for dumping your soul, getting some profit. Not a lot of buying it though. Those are retail investors. Some dust being bought and sold. Just really interesting. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart here. Yeah, it's like steady buy, then now we got some steady selling. Now it's evening out. Now, Cody, have you heard anything on Solana?
Not really, other than like trying to pump it and media coming out pretty much trying to pump it. Crypto Dream left a comment: was FTX pumping or dumping? So both, actually. 2021 was because of FTX and Alameda. Without FTX and Alameda, we wouldn't have seen Solana do anything really.
Yeah, but also I want to say is that they still have it on their books since the collapse of it. So it should dump because the trustees of FTX are going to liquidate the Sol to get money back for the victim. So I do expect Sol to drop, but we don't know how much Sol FTX had. Shout out to Cali X dude. Yes, nice little rally. Hoping XRP can touch 58 cents. Shout out to Richard's brother. Solana is filled with VC grifters that will dump on you. Solana's network is trash, consistently down. Well, I do agree with you on that. So finally, we have something that both of us agree on. That I do believe that Sol was too crashy and sketchy for my opinion, and I didn't see it making through. But then we had the hype around them coming out with a phone, and then that just disappeared. And then ever since FTX crashed, no, nothing's been happening with Solana. I haven't heard anything about it. I just been seeing it holding at this price, but I don't see it getting back to that $200 range unless there's some significant changes to their platform, to their blockchain. Less crashes, less stalling, less all the. If they address all the complaints, then we might have something of substance there, but we just don't. I just don't see. I see this is still being heavily manipulated. And it's true, there are a lot of venture capitalists who probably put money into it and they're probably trying to recoup their funds by pumping it up and then selling it off. So I'm just a little weary of that. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what's going on with Solana. And Solana is one of the next ones in the excuse me, in the crypto pick line. So we'll have a more in-depth one on there. Shout out to Mike. Morning, guys. Crypto Mike checking in. How's the morning going? Hope you're having a great day too, buddy. Hope you're chasing that bag. It's going great. Not bad for a Monday morning. Shout out to Richard's brother. If there's a company behind a token, there's a red flag. They will dump on you to pay bills. Well, it also depends because Dot hasn't had any problems, but Solana, it's just weird that FTX was involved in Solana, and then ever since FTX collapsed, Solana has done nothing but be stagnant. tell because I can't even see really anything other than news about price. Like, there's no news about projects or anything like that. It's just about price and people involved in it. And they keep tagging with other tokens. It's either tagged with Bitcoin or it's tagged with XRP and ADA. So it's just really weird. Seems like someone's trying to artificially pump this. Shout out to Richard Brother. Polkadot has fake coffee partnerships. I'm gonna have to let Cody handle that one. Shout out to Crypto Mike. Hey brother, have you been talking to Richard? Looks like you're on the right path. Keep it up. The the content, brother. Uh, let's see here. Hope you guys are definitely having a good day here. I guess we're kind of done with questions, but Cody, I don't know if you're still in here. If you want to address that one.
Fake coffee promotions. He said
Partnerships. Polkadot has fake
coffee,
coffee partnerships.
coffee partnerships. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, that's a first for me. That's definitely a first for me there. So, but
Yeah,
you know,
I just did a search. I can't find anything coffee related with Polkadot.
unless if you're trying to use
CoffeeZilla.
euphemism. Uh,
Are you talking about CoffeeZilla?
well, CoffeeZilla's definitely done some targets on Hex, and I think he's doing one. Oh, Cody was just joking, but he's saying Polkadot is soy. Well, I got about 10% of my portfolio invested in it, so
Well, to each its own. But I watched the Polkadot Decoded, all of them. I watched 2022's Decoded. I watched 2023's Decoded. I've been researching Polkadot for about 3 years. I'm not a shill or anything. I actually have over 1,000 Polkadot because
mhm.
that's how much I believe in it. I mean, if you look at Gavin Wood's vision to turn Polkadot into a supercomputer and how well he did with co-founding Ethereum and how Polkadot's set up. Yeah, you can say whatever you want about parachains right now. You know, you could say whatever you want about validator numbers and all of that. But if you actually pay attention to the roadmap of Polkadot and what they've actually accomplished, it aligns with their roadmap because Ethereum has promises all the time, and I'm an ETH holder as well. I have a lot of ETH, but ETH doesn't even live up to their roadmap sometimes. And Polkadot has done fairly well for the token being released since 2020. I mean, the full control of Polkadot is in the holders. Like the holders pretty much dictate where Polkadot goes.
Yeah. Well, I'm with Cody on that one. Shout out to Richard's brother. Isn't Gavin Wood guilty of shady stuff?
Not that I know of. All I know is that there's a new founder of Parity Technologies. I forgot his name. I'd have to pull it back up. There is somebody covering Parity Technologies, but from what I understand, Gavin Wood is an active developer on Polkadot. He is actually developing on Polkadot as well as the other active monthly developers. Polkadot's number 2 right now. I think ADA takes the number 1 spot and monthly active developers, but Polkadot's literally like probably 500 developers short from that.
Yeah, it's. I'm still a
And the
firm
fact that
believer in it.
Polkadot could potentially hit 1 million transactions per second. People talk about Hedera and HBAR. I like Hedera. I like HBAR. I like the speed of it. People talk about Solana speed too, but listen, in terms of transaction speed, nothing will keep up with Polkadot if Polkadot actually gets these parachains and more validators on the network. Like we could potentially see Polkadot probably becoming the fastest crypto on the market one day. Not anytime soon, not right now, but one day I could see Polkadot becoming very lightning fast.
Yeah, and they are doing they are doing a lot of work behind the scenes. It says
And not only that, the dot token itself, just with like how staking and how the network runs, I can definitely see, institutions dipping their funds into dot. Like I feel like people just overcomplicate things. Like there's no need to oversimplify things either, but it's like people overcomplicate things in the sense where like they look at nitpicky things on Polkadot, yet they'd invest, $3,000-4,000 into a pump and
Mhm.
dump shit coin. Like in the name of making money, they'll do that. But yet people will nitpick on the smallest things. It's like the Polkadot protocol is only like 3-4 years old. Like, yeah, it's been in development since 2016, but overall, like, we didn't really hear about Polkadot until 2020, early 2021.
Mhm. Exactly. Well, shout out to Patrick. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate your support in here. And shout out to Crypto Dream, Dream Dot Department of Transportation. Oh man, I
That's
wish
a
the Department of Transportation was
oh
doing anything.
another thing on Dot, a big game developer, and it's crazy. I'm gonna look up the name real quick, but a big game developer actually left ETH to develop with Polkadot. I'm gonna look up the name real quick.
Alrighty. Well, I'm going to because I noticed we actually had quite a.
It's
We got
Mythical
quite a-
Games left Ethereum
Oh
for
yeah, I
Polkadot.
remember that. I remember when they said they were doing that.
Some people forget about that too. Some people don't know that Mythical Games is actually working with Polkadot. And they actually unveiled and a lot of people this goes to show too, a lot of people don't pay attention to crypto like news and stuff. They just pay attention to price action because
Hmm.
if you watched a lot of Polkadot Decoded, like you would see like a lot of game plans too. Like they have a lot of plans with like integrating the dot token with gaming and crypto gaming in general. Like it could be a huge niche one day. I know right now that crypto gaming's kind of like AI in the stock market, but eventually crypto gaming, like play to earn, like we talk about GTA 6 all the time, like that shit's gonna take off one day.
Yep, it's coming. It's coming. Shout out to your Renaissance. Got to go, Sal. Thanks for taking your time and sharing your knowledge. Hey, you're welcome, buddy. Hope you enjoyed it and really appreciate the support there. Hope you have a great day. Go chase that bag. And yeah, crypto gaming is it's gonna get there. It's like the play to earn is just gonna come more of a thing as we keep going forward. It's just one of those staple things about crypto that as the economy gets harder, people are going to want to earn more, and gaming is one of the easiest ways that people can do it. Shout out to Cali X2. Gotta get going. Everyone have an awesome day. Thanks for all the great convo. You're welcome, buddy. Thanks for your support. Thanks for having been in here and supporting us. Really appreciate you joining in on the live, and hope you have a great day as well. And go chase that bag. Really hope that everyone's going and starting and doing their financial journey to get to the place where they want to be at. It is getting over an hour. We're kind of coming towards the end. Um, didn't really see any takers on joining live. That's okay. It's a Monday. I know we're all kind of like it's the beginning of the week for a lot of you guys. My weeks are 7 days a week, so that feels like a normal day to me. But we'll get going. We're going to have a lot of great things. Shout out to Crypto Dream. A lot of YouTubers I know were doing Web3 gaming because there was a lot of VC interest, but VC funding has changed since the beginning of the bear market, just starting launch. Oh, well, welcome in. I hope you enjoy your lunch there, Crypto Dream. Yeah, the bull market. The bull market was leading to some degenerate spending from venture capitalists. Everyone trying to catch that next Facebook run up or Amazon, but with money drying up, people are not investing, and a lot of VC uh, investors have they have lost a lot of money in a lot of the scammy type companies. Shout out to Cali, build your bags and go do the 48 oyster challenge. Oh my goodness, I don't even think I could eat 12 oysters in one sitting. Maybe like two or three for me, and that might be it. But definitely glad to really have you guys in here. Hope you guys enjoyed the live. It was one of our shorter ones, but we're definitely glad that
I do
you
want to
did.
announce
Oh, go ahead, Cody.
before the before the stream ends, I just bought 100 polka dot just now. Just us talking about it, I added 100 dot into my bags. So now I'm at like 1,300 dot. I am at 1,300 polka dot, which is a milestone for me.
There we go. And Cody's been stacking that bag for the
And I'm not
longest.
only just stacking it, I'm staking it. I'm
Hmm.
staking that sucker. Every morning, and this is what's cool about dot staking. Like literally at 10:40 a.m. every single day for the past year almost, I've been getting staking rewards. It's not a minute less or a minute after. As soon as it hits 10:40 a.m., my staking rewards come in every single day.
And I think what Cody, your total portfolio is getting close to 20,000 right
Yeah,
now.
but literally in the next 12 months, if we're in profit, my portfolio will be at 50,000. If we're not in profit, my portfolio will be at about 32. So either way, in the next year, my ledger will hold between 32 to $50,000.
There we go. And he's working your average job.
And
Nothing
I work
special.
and guys, guess where I work? I work at freaking Walmart. I work at Walmart and I'm 23 years old. Yet in the next year I could potentially see $50,000 not profit invested in my and I'm 23. People shit on 9 to 5s all the time. I work at freaking Walmart, guys. I got a $20,000 portfolio almost. Like
Yep, exactly. 9 to 5, save lives.
9 to 5 saves life. Stack your chips. Don't sell your soul. Don't do anything unethical. Don't kill anybody. Just work a freaking 9 to 5. Stack your chips. Invest in what you believe in and understand, and just keep it moving. Because the problem is, the music industry and society wants to push people. The dating culture does it too, makes young men feel frustrated. But in reality, a young man shouldn't feel frustrated because the right one will like you for you and the right people will like you for you. Like society wants young men to feel frustrated. That's all. Like this whole incel talk. Listen, I don't care what about the word incel. That shit was created to make men frustrated. Overall, what's going on right now in society is for men, young men feel pressured and frustrated, so they do crazy things to get the bag overnight. But even in crypto, even that's a volatile asset. You can make gains overnight, but it's you shouldn't be shooting for that. You should be shooting for the next bull run, not overnight.
Yeah, exactly. And Cody's absolutely right. Like a lot of you young guys, I know it's frustrating too. I've been young before. Um, I've been young in Cody's position, and it's frustrating. Like you think you have to have it all as quickly as possible, and you don't. And you everyone gets to their success path at their own pace. Like someone else's pace is not your pace. But people nowadays, especially if you're between 20 and 30, it's like I feel bad for you guys because the pressure is just outrageous on, gotta escape the 9 to 5, gotta go. It's like, look, here's the thing. There can only be one chief. Everyone else has got to be an Indian. Not everybody can be running a business. Not everybody can be an entrepreneur. Not everybody can be doing all this stuff. If you work a 9 to 5, you invest your money wisely, you sacrifice early, you will have a great future.
And see,
And
the
you'll be
problem
30
is,
with no problems. Go ahead, Cody. I'm sorry.
oh, you're good. I'm sorry. The problem too is like you'll say all that to people. Like for example, I told this to somebody recently. I was like, oh, I'm investing. I don't care about how much money I make right now. Like I'm stacking my chips and I'm waiting patiently. They're like, oh, you're going to be 40 and miserable one day, and you're probably going to cheat on your life because in your 20s, you didn't live. All you did was just stack up money and worry about money. And I cannot stand people with that mindset because most of the people that have that mindset financially, I'm not talking about mentally, financially in the next 10 to 20 years, they're going to be down and out asking people for money. While you were telling me that I should be living, I shouldn't be investing, I should be spending my money on clothes and vacations and experiences and meeting new people and shit. 10 to 20 years from now, like I'm gonna be ahead. So why are you telling me that I should be spending money on vacations and experiences when I could be investing my money and building my chips to one day I could be outperforming everybody? It's like those people are literally just trying to keep people broke by trying to tell 20-year-olds to live. What do you mean living? Do you think
Mhm.
taking drugs and fucking women and traveling, do you think that's what every 20-year-old should do just to end up broke one day? It's like the same thing with this story about the guy, the infamous story about the guy who won the lottery. He ended up winning $200 million and he ended up going back to be a garbage man. But everybody in the comments, they're saying, oh, well, he may have blew 200 million, but he has a lifetime full of. I think that mindset is a bunch of bullshit. I think it's just BS. Like,
Yeah,
oh, yeah, he spent all that money, but he has a lifetime of memories. What's he going to do with memories? Pay bills with it?
exactly.
Well,
Shout
you
out
can.
to I'm sorry, go ahead, Cody.
I was just gonna say, can you tell me how I can pay bills with experiences and memories? Because I don't know how you can do that.
Exactly. Shout out to YFC. Market sold off, but someone or something pushed it back up. It's most likely the dollar cost averaging of everyone's 401ks and everything, because Friday was the average payday for most people this past Friday. So a lot of that money is now getting pushed in. There's a ton of money being pushed into 401ks and pension funds that's probably propping up the market right
Shout
now.
out to Crypto Dream. He said I need to talk to Cody someday. Man, I don't have any social media presence, but I appreciate that so much. If there's a way, I have a Telegram actually. If you look up Moonrocks on Telegram, that's my username on Telegram, Moonrocks. You can ask me anything. We can talk about anything because I'm 23. I don't know how old you are. It doesn't matter. But I'm just the way I see it. I'm just a 23-year-old that's just ambitious, and I'm just doing anything I can. I don't listen to
Mhm.
anybody talk trying to tell me to live. What I get from that is just people trying to tell me to be broke and just be like us. Oh man, I spent $5,000 in my 20s on experiences. You should too. Just because I was sold that lie, you should be sold that lie.
Exactly. And it's like I'm telling you right now, I was in the same position as Cody, and they told me, and I was working a good job. I was making about $110,000 a year as a manager for a for a Radio Shack, and I was getting told constantly, "Man, you work too much. Man, you're just working too much. You're never going out. You're never going this." And eventually, all my friends stopped. What happened now is now that I'm 40, and now that I'm able to buy the house that I want. I'm always, you can see my companies are doing well. You can see what I'm doing, and now I'm meeting back up with these people, and it's like it's either hatred and they despise what I have created, or it's hey, I'm down and out. I need some money. Can you help me? I'm living in a hotel. I just got evicted. I lost my car. And it's like, but it's like I haven't heard of you in 18 years. Like you ditched me. Like I told you what I was doing. I told you exactly what I was doing, and but that's how human nature is. Shout out to Big Jerome. Thanks for the support there. Another one of our big fans. Glad to have you in here. I know you're coming towards the end of the live, but you can always catch our live replays on YouTube. So catch them there because we don't take them down or anything.
Thank you,
Every
Crypto
live is up
Dream. Thank you, Crypto Dream, for the Telegram. It's crazy. I just put my Telegram out. He sent me a message request. Shout out to you, Crypto Dream. One day, Crypto Dream, we are actually planning to be streaming. Like you'll see us next bull run. The problem is right now with the interest in crypto and how down the markets are, and overall interest in finance, we don't have that much numbers. But trust me, when it's a bull run and when people are making money, you're probably going to see us as like the most authentic crypto stream out there because we're not going anywhere. Like me and Sal, we've been invested for 3 years. We
there.
have our bags. So you're going to see us next bull run. And the point I'm trying to make is if you want to be on the show, you can be on our live. Like you probably just you have a lot of knowledge in crypto, I'm assuming, because I mean it's even in your username. You even found our stream. Like you if anybody is watching our stream regularly and you found our stream, you're pretty much out of the matrix. And I know that sounds so cheesy, but what I mean by out of the matrix is you're not watching shit that your homeboys are sending you that's just making fun of somebody. You're on TikTok and you're looking for authentic streams that actually talk about making money, not scams, not day trading, not buying a course. You're just watching two guys that love finance and crypto, you know.
Exactly.
What and like what I've said on stream, what we talk about on the daily on the stream is what we talk about through text. We're just broadcasting it.
Yeah, and we talk about this like as soon as we're up, we're texting each other, and then it's like we're going to like midnight talking about crypto markets, stocks, news related to everything. The real estate. We're just constantly talking. Shout out to Tony McGraw. Love the way you made that you handle there. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate you having it in here. Hope you guys can keep us propelling. Like Cody says, we try to be authentic in both our wins and our losses, and you can see us. And I'm telling you firsthand, like I have the money to do a lot of crazy stuff, but I can tell you right now, I would be eaten up. Like I would eat up a lot of my time and energy, and then I would be financing a lifestyle rather than financing my future. And we don't want to fall in that habit of financing a lifestyle. And trust me, it's very easy. I see a lot of money come into my accounts on a regular basis, and it's very tempting to just go and say, "Hey, I could drive right to a dealership, buy a dream car, or order it." But that's not my game plan. Even as soon as I saw the economy was going, I put some of my cars that I really, really liked on hold, and I only have one that I really am getting that I'm picking up in a couple weeks, and that's just going to be my new daily driver that I ordered from BMW because it's just been a car I've been wanting for a long time, but I paid for it in cash, so I don't owe
Yeah, and
anything on it. I don't do there's nothing that's going to be involved. Like I'm not borrowing money from a bank or anything. It's a depreciating asset. I'm not treating it like an asset. It's a toxic asset. I will lose all the money I put into it. So it's just something I'm going to buy, and I'm probably going to have that car for 15, 20 years. Probably not going to
the
get rid.
average person's concept of the American dream is flawed. And what I mean by that is the average person in America, like we were talking about, that complain about house prices, they're not looking at starter homes, they're looking at the modern Instagram house. Just like that, it's like what people are really frustrated about isn't how the money's going and stuff. Well, they are obviously, but what they're really frustrated about is that they want to work a 9 to 5, which is great. A 9 to 5 is great, but they want to use the 9 to 5 to fund their freaking lifestyle, and all they see money as is just financing a lifestyle. And money is not financing a lifestyle. Money is being able to live. Like when you're financing a lifestyle, what are you doing? You're worried about interest. You're worried about payments. You're worried about gotta have enough money in the bank to keep those payments going. That's not living, in my opinion. Living is like getting that starter home you can afford. Living is I have a car I can afford that I
Mhm.
paid for in cash. Living is, oh, if I want to take this vacation, I don't have to move money. I don't have to make extra money. I don't have to do anything to recoup for it. I can do this. Like people don't see money that way. People only see money as a way to finance. People don't see money as a way to live. People just see capitalism as just financing everything. Yeah, like going to $150,000 in the debt. Oh well, I did what mommy and daddy said. I make $80,000 a year. Well, you're 100 something grand in the hole just to be indoctrined by the college. It's
Exactly.
crazy. Just to be indoctrined, because especially to the black community, it's like it's almost like this is like they want you to fit into this certain narrative, not even let you be who you are, and you're selling your dignity, you're selling your manhood, and that's if you let the college indoctrinate you. But the way everything's set up nowadays, they want most people to take out that loan, go to college, they're in debt. Oh well, I did what mommy and daddy says. I make $80,000 a year, but also I act just like everybody else. I'm a robot in society, and I'm gonna complain about the president, and I'm gonna complain about how life is. But I was indoctrined, and I fell into the trap everybody else did. And that's what and I know you say there's nothing nefarious going on in the world, but what I mean by that's what they want is that's predictive programming. I'm a firm believer in predictive programming. Everything we see on social media and on TV, it's all predictive programming. They just want us to be dumb. They want us to finance a lifestyle, and they want us to be broke, and they want us to be keeping up in trends so we don't enrich ourselves, because the richer we are, like they talk about consumerism and all that, but the richer we are, the more chance we be able to fight back. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, and it's like Cody's right on that regard because you don't want to waste all your money on that stuff. It's like I see a lot of, especially on YouTube, you see a lot of these people getting the fake like the Versace clothes and all that stuff. It's like that stuff is worthless. I mean, that is the biggest like the real expensive stuff you wouldn't even know it was made by them because it's not branded, it's not labeled. It's like you would have to be wealthy to really know what it is. But the rest of it, like the that's branded all over the place, is for the poor people. It's to suck wealth out of you and suck the potential out. And it's like if you go out, especially like let's just take instance for Jordan shoes. You spend $700 on a pair of Jordan shoes. Those shoes are maybe you kept them in good condition and they become a collectible. Most likely not. And what's good, but you could have put that $700 into the market and got a better return over 30 years than on your Jordans. Like the Jordan should come when it's less than 1% of your net worth that you're spending on it. And a lot of people understand like the $700, like if that's half your paycheck after taxes, then you shouldn't be buying it. And you shouldn't put it on a credit card either. And I think that's going to be the biggest destruction for people between 20 and 40 is the wasting of money on luxury items. I see a lot of young like 30-year-olds driving BMWs and they're working for DoorDash because they need that extra money to make that car payment, not realizing they're putting a lot of miles and work on the vehicle, and then of course the vehicle needs to go back to the shop.
Oh, I knew
And then you got
somebody.
payment.
Fun fact, I worked at Sonic when I was 17 and I was in high school. There's this guy who was 25. He had a souped up 50 Mustang, and I think he paid about $30,000 for it. And he was telling me like, "Man, the way it's looking like I'm gonna be working here for the rest of my life." He said if I'm not working, I can't have my Mustang. And he was talking about how like his payments are like $600 a month. I'm like, dude, you're a cook at freaking Sonic, and you're working just to pay the Mustang. Like, do you live in the Mustang? Like, I don't know.
Shout out to full anonymous. Oof, yeah, oof is right. Oof is right. Oof is right. Like I $600 on minimum wage income is a lot to pay for a car. But unfortunately, you want that life. People want the lifestyle. They want the cool cars. They want the cool this. They want the cool that. And what happens is that you get 10 years in, and all of a sudden it's like, I hate this job, but I can't leave it because if I leave it, then my life is going to really suffer. And I don't want to do that. So now you got to work a job you hate. Your stress levels go up. You don't like your life. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You want to be in the point where you can say, hey, look, I like this job in the beginning, a couple years in, not for me. I'm gonna have to check out, and
It's
that's what you need. Shout out to Steve. You need at least 4K to get a good car. Yeah, or just buy a used. I would say put 4K into like a 10K used car, and then borrow the rest and then pay it off. That way you boost your credit and you keep your credit active and you have a good payment history on a loan. That's what I would do. Full anonymous, shout out to full anonymous salvage titles for the win. Absolutely, nothing wrong with driving those. You could drive them until they poop out, and
my
you save
friend
them.
has a my friend has a 2014 salvage title Toyota Corolla Sport,
Mhm.
and it's perfect. I rode in the car, makes no noise, has no engine lights. It's a Toyota Corolla, and it was a salvage title, and he enjoys it. Has no issues with it. Maintenance is fine. Like, it's a freaking Corolla. Like,
Exactly. Shout out to Rod. Just drive someone else's car. Hey, that works too. Or carpool, or like Cody. live close enough to where you work so you can walk to work.
I
And
walk to
that'll
work,
save you
guys. I
a ton
don't
of
even.
money.
I got almost 20 G's sitting in crypto. I don't even have a car.
Shout out to Crypto Dream. You guys are going into overtime. Yes, we are about ready to get off in here, kind of start a whole new topic there. But with that said, guys, we're going to start calling it a day as my neighbor, who's a lawyer, is going to start yelling on the phone. So we're going to cut off because she really gets into it. So with that said, guys, thank you guys for all the support. We'll check you guys later. Hopefully, you guys can have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there. Protect your bags. Watch your money. Don't invest in anything you don't understand. But also, if you guys could like, subscribe, follow us, it really would help. If you can join on YouTube, give us a subscribe there, and also follow us here on TikTok. Would really help trying to get these numbers up. But like Cody said earlier, because we're so authentic, we're actually steadily growing, and it's all thanks to your support and everything. And there's a lot of great things that Cody and I would like to do, and hopefully we can get the time to do it for you guys and keep giving you guys great content. With that said, though, thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you guys on the next one. We'll have live tomorrow at 8 a.m. So thank you guys. We actually had a record number of 32 people in here on YouTube. So probably one of our better lives in a while. So really appreciate it. And we will see you guys tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. And check out my Tommy video just premiered at 11:30 in 4 minutes is going to go live for you guys. So check that out on YouTube. Give some likes, shares, and support there. Really appreciate it. And Crypto Dream is one of our great supporters. He's been with us from the very beginning. Support his channel as well, Crypto Dream, and go like his TikTok. He does quite a few videos himself on crypto. Check him out. Thank you guys. We will see you guys next time.